Today's top stories. A dismissed Marine commander wants a probe of a Basilan encounter that killed 15 of his men. UP suspends top Sigma Rho frat man over the death of a neophyte supposedly due to fatal hazing. An SWS survey says 71% of Filipinos agree that President Arroyo is corrupt. Overseas, British troops quit from an Iraqi city known as a death strip. And on Q&A, why religion rather than politics excites Adel Tamano.
The social weather stations show that a huge majority of Filipinos think she's corrupt. At the same time, the majority also want her to pardon the former president whom her administration is prosecuting for corruption. Our Malacanang correspondent Jove has that story.
An opposition commission survey shows that 7 out of 10 Filipinos in Mega Manila believe that President Arroyo is involved in corruption. The survey was conducted by the social weather station among 600 respondents. Only 24% of those surveyed believe that Mrs. Arroyo is an honest leader. The same survey also shows that 8 out of 10 Pinoys believe that the president's controversial husband is corrupt. The president didn't address the issue directly during her keynote speech at the SSS anniversary in Quezon City this afternoon. But she assured everyone that her administration is doing everything to curb graft and corruption.
Our administration's anti-corruption advisor, Tony Kwok, was probably thinking of SSS among other institutions when the former anti-corruption czar in Hong Kong, who was a key player in efforts to clean up corruption there, said that he believes that perceptions cloud the reality of our progress in the Philippines.
Palace officials didn't bother to release an official reaction to the survey. Insiders say they didn't want to give credibility to any initiative backed up by their enemies. They don't want to highlight the negative at a time when the president is preparing to meet with fellow world leaders in Australia for the APEC summit. And especially not at a time when they believe that they are experiencing a so-called winning streak. Last week, despite sliding down the ranking, the president was again included in Forbes magazine's list of 100 powerful women. This weekend, the Wall Street Journal Asia featured the supposed economic recovery of the Philippines as its banner story. As the president always says, it is not about political intrigue, but only about what they are doing for the economy. Jove Francisco, ABC News.
UP Sigma Rho officers were suspended over the death of their neophyte Chris Mendez, while a senator calls for the abolition of fraternities and sororities in all universities. Royces Nugget has that story.
Traumatic injuries in the body caused the death of Sigma Rho neophyte and graduating UP student Chris Mendez. Based on the initial medical legal report of the Central Police District Crime Laboratory, Mendez suffered hematoma in his left and right chest, right shoulder, both arms, knees, and thighs. His lungs were also damaged, but he had no head injuries.
According to the doctor, there are lots of hematoma. Maraming hematoma.
Officials at the Central Investigation and Detection Unit say Dr. Francisco Cruz has called them up and expressed willingness to disclose what he knows about Mendez's death. Cruz is also a member of the fraternity. He was the one who took Mendez to the Veterans Memorial Hospital after the incident. Despite this, authorities are not ruling out the possibility of filing charges against Cruz.
Sinabi niya sa akin na dumating yung victim doon, sakay ng isang sasakyan with his son driving, and may tatlo pa yatang kasama. He tried to revive, then parang nahihirapan siya, itinakbo niya sa veterans.
The University of the Philippines ordered a 30-day preventive suspension of 4 Sigma Rho fraternity officers while the investigation of Mendez's death is underway. Other fraternity members have been out of reach since Mendez's death last August 27.
Sa palagay namin, dapat lang na mag-issue ng ganun yung administration para ma-pressure talaga yung frat na involved dito.
Sigma Rho and Senator Juan Ponce Enrile condemns the death of Mendez and urged his brothers to surrender whoever are responsible for the death of Mendez.
And we should follow the law instead of violating it by celebrities becoming a claimer of thugs and killers.
But Senator Miriam Santiago is taking a more headline stance.
These fraternities do not aid the academic mission of the university. They are nothing but elitist enclaves.
Royce Nagy, ABC News.
In tonight's Q&A, the opposition spokesman in the last election, Adel Tamano, answers why running for politics does not excite him and why it matters that people know him is a Muslim. Cherry Mercado shoots the question.
I spoke to Attorney Adel Tamano at the pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila, where he has just been appointed president. Tamano doesn't fit the stereotype. He is not old, and unlike most academics, he is quite controversial. The former opposition spokesman would have also been named counsel for the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee had Senator Pangilinan not opposed it.
How are you here on your newest stint as the PLM president?
Well, I'm very happy here. PLM is a very unique educational institution where pretty much it's an honor school. So since I am basically a nerd, I've been in the educational field for a long time. I've been teaching for over 13 years. So it's a perfect fit. And parang galing sa spokesman ng genuine opposition. Ngayon, as president, ako yung spokesman for PLM.
What is it about being a spokesperson that made you accept it?
Because I felt it was also teaching. Kasi since I've been teaching for a long time, I felt what the spokesman does for the opposition was really just to tell the public what are the real facts, what are the real issues, and try to communicate it in a way that was clear, understandable, and relevant to them.
You're a Muslim.
Yes.
And you have
a Christian wife.
A Christian wife, and you have immersed yourself very well. I mean, there's no discrimination when it comes to you being a Muslim. Because
on the surface. On the surface.
Okay.
Discrimination is there. Discrimination is there, definitely. But I will never turn my back on my being a Muslim. I really do not have to argue anything. The mere fact that hopefully if I do good work and hopefully if I do have some success, people will look to me and say, yan si Adel, okay yan, Muslim yan.
You were also invited to be a senatorial candidate, so you could have done something in the Senate, but this time you're fulfilling it in a different venue. Yes. So, actually, that's a very interesting point because a lot of people have been or are now encouraging me to run in 2010, and a lot of people were saying, if you're in the Senate, you can do this, you can do that. But I came to the realization that if I want to do good, if I want to render public service, I don't have to be in the Senate to do that. We heard that you were top of mind as being the legal counsel of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. What happened in that story? Was it really, would you have knowledge of really Senator Pangilinan trying to stop that? Well, I think it's already public knowledge. It's already in papers, already in the media, that he did have some objections in regard my being chosen as Blue Ribbon counsel. For me, first, I don't know what were the basis for his objections. Wala akong negative sa kanya. And yun, I only wish him well. The fact that he objected to me, I don't take it against him. I respect that. You cannot please everyone.
Next on Centro, a feast for airplane enthusiasts at Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor.
DPC at Centro.